research about dining out or hosting a party, and I'm trying to determine really, is it more difficult to be a gluten-free guest at someone else's home, or to be a host with gluten-free with gluten-free diners and celiac guests? So being that I'm often both times a gluten-free guest or a gluten-free host, I wanted to kind of explore the different topics and the different drawbacks to each, and then kind of what can be done to avoid all of these drawbacks or kind of change them in some ways. So for the host, I came up with, you're invested in making your guests feel safe and serve them gluten-free food. You have to worry that even though you've done everything you can, you're afraid you missed something or something may have been cross-contaminated. And you want to have open dialogue with your gluten-free guests without drawing unnecessary attention to them or to their food needs. And then for the guests, I thought of, you don't know just how much your host knows about the gluten-free diet and cross-contamination. You have to take it upon yourself to be a gracious guest, but still be assertive about your needs. And finally, you often don't want to draw attention to yourself, but there's a fine line between being proactive and being prolific. So all of this being explored, what can we do to alleviate the pressure on both parties? Some things, or something I've been doing lately, and it's a very relatively new development, but when I'm invited to someone's home as a guest and it's a dinner party or something, I ask the menu and I send them home with one of my pots with a strainer with cooking utensils and all of the ingredients that they would need to convert their recipes to gluten-free. I'll send flour, pasta, soy sauce, cookie mix or cookies or anything like that, and I send it all to them. And then with it, I kind of put a little note in there about giving the host or hostess a breakdown of how to help me being a special needs diner. And in that, I put my phone number first and say, if you have any questions, please pick up the phone and call me. You're never going to inconvenience me. I would much rather have someone call me than just kind of wing it, because that's not going to work really. And I oftentimes put a disclaimer in on the bottom saying, if we cannot talk about this at the party, that is great. And I put that for two reasons. One, I am much more than my diet, and even though this is kind of my line of work, I am a lot more than a gluten-free diet. And when it comes up, it tends to dominate the conversation. And there's always an appropriate time to talk about it, and there's also an inappropriate time to talk about it. And number two, it's not my party, and I'm not there to talk about myself the whole night. I'm there, to spend time with the host and the other guests. So, and of course, if someone asks me about my diet and everything, I'm more than happy to discuss my lifestyle to them and, celiac disease and what I do. But I choose to not be the one to bring it up, just because it does spark a lot of conversation and interest, which can be good and bad. And I found this kind of dropping the pod off strategy has been a huge help, not only for me as a guest, because I have detailed everything in a note without being pushy or making 1,000 phone calls. I don't have to be anxious, and I kind of have laid down a foundation for how I would like things to go about the diet at the party. But also the host has a great knowledge now of how to serve me without being stressed, and I've given everything I know, and knowledge really is power in a lot of ways. So this is my strategy to help both the guest and the host. And if you guys have another strategy, I'd love to hear it and see what you do to make either being a host or being a guest easier at any parties you attend. So I hope that everyone's doing well out there. I hope you have some great weekend plans. And as always, it's from Have Not to Have in Gluten-Free Dining. Thanks for watching.